there, fantasy owners. Welcome to Lift the Cup Fantasy, or LTC Fantasy as some call it. And we're starting to get well into our final 12 days, final week of the fantasy hockey season here. So hopefully we can find you some pieces to add to hopefully secure that win, get you that championship, or just move you up the standings in your league. Today's episodes are waiver wire episodes. We're going to look at goalies, defensemen, and forwards. Don't forget to look in the description, because there I will mention where to find the certain positions. We're going to look at players who've been hot over the last couple of weeks. And if you do need to come back to the episode, remember to subscribe. That way, if you do need to come back to find another piece or pieces due to roster needs, injuries, strength of schedule, etc., you know where to find them. And we'll get right into it. Some goalies that have been hot lately. Look at Mike Smith from Edmonton. He's only owned in 48% of Yahoo leagues. And in his last 5 starts, he's 4-0-1 with a 1.00 goals against average and 969 save percentage. Next one is Anton Forsberg from Ottawa. He's owned in 38% of Yahoo leagues. He's been good of late too, going 4-2 in his last 6 starts, 2.68 goals against average and a 918 save percentage. I was actually reading an article where since January 1st, he's actually top 5 in the league in save percentage. Last one's Elvis Merzlikins from Columbus. He's owned in 63% of Yahoo leagues. I know he's had his struggles this year, but he's been a lot better of late, going 3-2 in his last 5 starts with a 2.82 goals against average and a 921 save percentage. We'll jump into some defensemen. From Calgary, look at Noah Hannafin. He's owned in 52% of Yahoo leagues. Plays on that top pairing, second power play unit. He's been really hot for a while now, and even hotter of late, having 9 points in his last 6 games to go along with 21 shots on goal. Next one is in Florida. Look at Gustav Forsling. Owned in 33% of Yahoo leagues. Plays on that second pairing, and in the last 9 games, he's had 7 goals and 3 assists. That goal total's insane for a forward, let alone a defenseman. And in those 9 games, he's had 35 shots on goal. Another one from Florida is Brandon Montour, owned in 14% of Yahoo leagues, plays second pairing, second power play unit, and he's put up 8 points his last 8 games played. Next one in Philly is Ivan Provorov. He's owned in 59% of Yahoo leagues. Does a little bit of everything in Philly. Plays top pairing, second power play unit. He has 6 points in the last 9 games to go along with 25 shots on goal and 26 blocks. Another one is in St. Louis. Look at Nick Leddy. He's owned in 4% of Yahoo leagues. Currently listed day-to-day because he took a high stick. So do check if you do pick him up that he is playing. But he is listed on the second pairing top power play unit. And before he got injured, he was pointless in the last 3 games. But before that, he put up 5 points in a 5-game stretch. Next one's over in Vancouver. Look at Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Owned in 43% of Yahoo leagues, plays top pairing, second power play unit, and he's put up 8 points in his last 8 games played. Next one's in Vegas. Another one like Provorov, doing a little bit of everything, especially in a banger league, is Braden McNabb. He's owned in 14% of Yahoo leagues, plays in the top pairing there. He's put up 5 points his last 8 games, and in those 8 games, he's had 25 hits and 23 blocks. Next one is Keandre Miller from the Rangers there. Owned in 6% of Yahoo leagues, plays in the second pairing, and he's had 3 points in his last 4 games to go along with 9 hits. Next one in LA is Jordan Spence. Available everywhere, 0% owned. He's been sneaky good lately. Plays third pairing, second power play unit, and he's put up 3 points in his last 3 games and has 8 shots on goal in those games. Back to Florida, Ben Sherratt. He's owned in 34% of Yahoo leagues. Plays in the top pairing there, and he also does a little bit of everything. 4 points last 8 games, but has thrown 22 hits and 21 blocks in those 8 games. Next one, back to Philly, is Travis Sanheim. Owned in 4% of Yahoo leagues. Plays second pairing, but is on the top power play unit right now, and he's put up 5 points his last 6 games played, and in those 6 games he's blocked 17 pucks. Going over to Dallas, look at Ryan Suter, owned in 20% of Yahoo leagues, plays top pairing, second power play unit, and he's put up 5 points in his last 7 games played. Over in Detroit, look at Philip Hronek. He's owned in 15% of Yahoo leagues. Plays second pairing, second power play unit, and he's put up 5 points his last 9 games played, so well over half point per game, and has been a fairly steady Eddie all season long. Next one is Shane Gostisbehere in Arizona, owned in 41% of Yahoo leagues. Plays top pairing, top power play unit. He's only had 3 points his last 8 games played, but he's really been fairly consistent for Arizona's had a pretty good fantasy season overall. Next one is Martin Fehervary. Look how it's spelled. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's owned in 15% of Yahoo leagues and plays in that top pairing in Washington. He has 3 points his last 7 games played, and in those 7 games, he's definitely thrown the body. 37 hits. Next one and last one is Mike Matheson with Pittsburgh. He's owned in 8% of Yahoo leagues, plays top pairing, second power play unit, and he's put up 3 points the last 8 games, so basically half point per game, and in there he has 19 shots on goal. So now we'll jump to some forwards that'll hopefully help you out. Top of the list is Robert Thomas. He's hot right now. He's listed as center, right winger, owned in 62% of Yahoo leagues, plays top line, second power play unit, and he has 23 points in just his last 12 games played. Next one is Josh Norris over in Ottawa, listed as a center, owned in 61% of Yahoo leagues, plays top line, top power play unit, and he's put up 13 points in his last 11 games played, to go along with 34 shots on goal. Next one in New Jersey is Nico Hischier, listed as a center, owned in 35% of Yahoo leagues, plays top line, top power play unit, and he has 8 points in his last 6 games played. Going back to Vancouver, look at Alec Chason, listed as a right winger, only owned in 1% of Yahoo leagues, plays on that second line and top power play unit. He's currently on a 5-game point streak where he's put up 5 goals and 4 assists for 9 points. Back to Ottawa, look at Tim Stützle, listed as center left winger, owned in 39% of Yahoo leagues, plays second line, top power play unit. He's been really good of late, having 13 points in his last 9 games played. Next one is Jordan Staal from Carolina, listed as a center, owned in 22% of Yahoo leagues. He did miss Monday's game and is listed as day-to-day with an upper body injury. Should be back soon, didn't sound like it was long-term. But he's been really hot, playing on the third line, second power play unit. He has 8 goals and 2 assists in just his last 7 games. Going over to Colorado, look at Andrei Burakovsky, listed as left winger, right winger, owned in 65% of Yahoo leagues, plays second line, second power play unit, and he's put up 11 points in just his last 9 games. Over in Toronto, look at Michael Bunting, listed as a left winger, owned in 48% of Yahoo leagues, plays on that top line with Matthews and Marner, as he has pretty much all season, second power play unit, and he's put up 12 points in just his last 9 games, and in those 9 games, 26 shots on goal. Next one, we'll go back to New Jersey. Look at Yegor Sharangovich, listed as center, left wing, and right wing, so you can put him anywhere in your forward ranks. Only owned in 10% of Yahoo leagues. He plays on that top line, second power play unit, and he has 7 points in his last 3 games played. Do warn with him, it's a little bit streaky. It's either a multi-point game or a bagel, so a little bit of warning there, but if you catch him at the right time, definitely worth having in your lineup there. Go to the Islanders, look at Jean-Gabriel Pageau, listed as a center, owned in 42% of Yahoo leagues. Center's that second line and top power play unit. He's pointless the last 3 games, but before that he put up 7 points in a 5-game stretch. Going over to Buffalo, look at Jeff Skinner, listed as a left winger, owned in 32% of Yahoo leagues, plays top line, top power play unit, and he's put up 11 points in his last 10 games to go along with 34 shots on goal. Another one that's been good is his line mate, Tage Thompson, listed as center, left wing, and right wing, up to 63% owned, plays top line, top power play, and he's put up 14 points in his last 12 games played. Go back to Vancouver. Look at Connor Garland, listed as left winger, right winger, owned in 30% of Yahoo leagues, plays in the top line and for the Canucks and second unit power play, and he's currently on a 6-game point streak where he has 3 goals and 5 assists for 8 points. Go back to the Islanders, look at Brock Nelson, listed as a center, owned in 48% of Yahoo leagues, plays top line, top power play, and he's put up 7 points in his last 7 games played. Go over to the desert, look at Nick Schmaltz for the Coyotes, listed as center right winger, owned in 26% of Yahoo leagues, plays top line, top power play unit. His production slipped a little bit with Keller out, but he's still been fairly good. Pointless the last 3 games, but before that he put up 7 points in a 7-game stretch. Go over to Carolina, look at Seth Jarvis, listed as center, left wing, right wing. So I do like where you can place him anywhere in your lineup. Only 6% owned, plays in that top line with Aho and second power play unit, and he's put up 7 points his last 7 games played. Go back to New Jersey, look at Jesper Bratt, listed as left winger, right winger, owned in 57% of Yahoo leagues, plays second line, top power play unit, and he has 5 points in his last 6 games played, and he's had a really good season. He's been right around point per game all year. Going back to Ottawa, look at Drake Batherson, listed as a right winger, owned in 55% of Yahoo leagues, plays second line, top power play unit, and he's put up 4 points his last 5 games played, and in those 5 games has 12 shots on goal. Going over to Vegas, look at Evgeny Dadonov, listed as left winger, right winger, owned in 16% of Yahoo leagues, plays in that second line, sometimes top line with Eichel, and play on the top power play unit, and he's put up 7 points his last 8 games played. Go over to Boston, look at Jake DeBrusk, listed as left winger, right winger, owned in 26% of Yahoo leagues, plays in that top line with Bergeron and Marchand, and second power play unit. Yes, he has been pointless the last 4 games, but when he gets points, he puts them in bunches, because before those 4 games, he had 10 points over a 7-game stretch. Go over to Edmonton, look at Zach Hyman, listed as left winger, right winger, owned in 61% of Yahoo leagues, plays on that second line and has been doing well, so he's been bumped up to the top power play unit, and he has 9 points in his last 12 games played. Go back to Vegas, look at Chandler Stevenson, listed as center, left wing, and right wing, owned in 48% of Yahoo leagues, plays second line and second power play unit, and he has 12 points in his last 11 games played. Back to Toronto, look at Ilya Mikheyev, listed as left winger, right winger, only owned in 6% of Yahoo leagues, plays in that second line with Tavares and second power play unit, and he's been pointless only the last 2 games, but before that he put up 7 points over an 8-game stretch. And the last one is from Detroit. Look at Jacob Verana, listed as a left winger, owned in 22% of Yahoo leagues, plays second line, second power play unit, and he's put up 9 points in his last 11 games played, and thrown a lot of pucks on net, 32 shots on goal. Really do hope you did enjoy this episode. We'll be out soon with our Weekend Ads episode as you look to turn the corner in this 12-day week here. And if you did like it, don't forget to hit subscribe. Remember that notification bell. And good luck to all you fantasy owners out there.